Yeah, glorious Monday, ladies and gentlemen.
And we are back.
We are. Glorious Monday. Pray that
Yes.
everyone's doing well, their families are doing well, their loved ones are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
It is the end of the third quarter.
I know. Fourth quarter is here.
It's here.
Let's get y'all prepared to make some money.
You know what happens in the fourth quarter, man? That's when the lights come on. That's when it's
That's
time
when
to
the sharks
perform.
come out. Shout out to y'all. Those tubarons.
Pour down. Yeah,
Mhm.
shout out to everybody in Vegas. Shout out to the Clover team over there. They it was dope, man. We got to sit down with Robert Herjavec, which was a great conversation. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to our brother Beatty. Beatty, what up?
Shout out to Beatty.
Yeah, Beatty put the play together for us. So shout out to him. Happy to be back. Made sure that we were here for y'all, live and direct.
No matter what.
Everybody's healthy. How you feeling, man?
Feel great, man. In my happy place. So God is good. So are y'all. So is Xander. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. Had to come home for a second, recharge. Shout out to the UTA team for getting some things done. Be quiet.
Yeah.
You know.
Big announcements.
Yeah, soon.
Some reach. Some reach.
Yep.
Shotty, how we feeling, my
Shotty,
brother?
how you feeling?
Yeah, what's up?
You in the money green too, my boy.
You know, gotta do it. So good, man. Welcome back to Market Mondays. Greatest show on earth. Shout out to all of the day ones out there. Edwin, what's good?
Shout out to my brother Edwin.
When I wrote the notes down from your post, bro. We getting 2026. I feel you.
For real.
We got a lot to talk about, man. But first and foremost, definitely want to say shout out to Las Vegas, man. We was out there, showed us so much love. Did the Barber Expo. Shout out to the Squire team.
Mm-hmm.
That's family. Dave and the whole team. And shout out to Jay, who runs the Barber Expo. But that's my second time speaking at the Barber Expo. I spoke in Connecticut and I spoke in Vegas, And I always had a deep appreciation for the barbers out there because
for sure
they're like the original entrepreneurs in the neighborhood as far as, working round the clock and, having real estate play as far as the barbershop, brick and mortar, and putting it together and employing people. So shout out to all the barbers out there all over the world, man.
Essential workers.
Yeah. You guys make the world go round. Then we also did the Shark Tank Summit.
Clover,
Clover Shark Tank Summit.
Yeah. Partnership with, yes.
And,
shout out to Clover. So yeah, we interviewed Robert. So man, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, he was on. It was a great conversation. He was on fire. I told him that's the fourth shark that we've now sat down with, and they've all equally been great conversations. Obviously, Mark Cuban. People got to see that here on Market Mondays twice. Damon, we did the episode where Barbara was incredible. Even the stuff that wasn't recorded with Barbara was just like hilarious. And then Robert yesterday was dope. So hopefully, the world will be able to see that very shortly, man. Looking forward to that.
Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Just Rich in the building.
But if you didn't see it, you can go to Inc.com and see.
Yeah,
excerpts of the interview.
Yeah, that's true. The boy, we in Ink now.
Hey,
real Ink.
I definitely want to say we have Earn Your Leisure this Thursday. Well, before that, Blackout. We're back with Blackout 10 o'clock on Wednesday.
We got a lot to talk about too.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
So much going on in the world.
You also will be back for Earn Your Leisure at 6 o'clock. Chef Lorena.
Yeah, yo, interesting story, man. Just she actually was at InvestFest. If you had VIP night and you saw that South African cuisine, that was actually Chef Lauren. And her story's dope, man. Didn't come from culinary, still wasn't the traditional culinary, like food has been my life. She was just somebody that enjoyed making food and enjoyed the taste and the feel of people eating the food and started a career in it, man. So she's got a dope idea, a dope innovative way to do business with these like supper clubs. I was educated. I'll be honest with you. I've heard of supper clubs. I haven't really attended one. And then when she broke down how it works, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So that's going to be a dope conversation.
They said turn my mic up.
Yeah, we got to turn your mic up. Speaking of great conversations, you got your voice too important.
How's it sound now? Chat. How I sound? Chat.
He live? How we doing on his vocals?
Sounding.
I put the vocals to the max.
There we we sounding? How we sound?
I said better. Oh, they said better.
You good? Okay.
You good now?
All right. So yeah, this is live. So we're gonna be answering some questions. We're gonna be, the energy is gonna be live today. So yeah, it's a lot to talk about. But Ian, anything you would like to announce?
Yes, Stock Club call will be this Friday at 5 p.m. Central. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. And if you want to be a part of Stock Club, go to ianinvest.com. I'll tell you where to get in and where to get out. 3 prices for every stock. Which ones to stay away from, which ones to invest in for retirement. And we had an amazing call this past Friday. Shout out to Bloomberg and Cole. We did all Q&A about the sniper program and how to maximize your profits in trading. So if you want to be a part of the Stock Club, go to ianinvest.com. And if I've made you money, please put yes in chat. And I've been going crazy in the Telegram. So if you join since InvestFest, boy, you probably got 120 things placed in Telegram. So go through Telegram, learn something new every day, focus on the companies that matter so you can become wealthy. I love y'all.
Love you daily. Yeah, man. This Thursday, speaking of this Thursday, obviously we got the episode, but the time has come. The time has come. I know people have been asking, all our earners have been asking. My next class will be this Thursday at 7. All my earners pull up. If you were in the July class, I mean, the returns speak for itself. Obviously, we had InvestFest. Then we had the InvestFest call. And if you were in that, the returns speak for itself. So this Thursday, I got some more treats. I went on a deep dive, went on that rabbit hole search again, and I got some stuff that I want to uncover. So make sure you pull up this Thursday. And then shout out to all the earners. They had their regional group meetup last weekend. So a couple of cities that went off crazy. Chicago, we had Tennessee, and for the first time ever, Colorado. We had a regional group in Colorado. Shout out to the Colorado team. Brothers love. I mean, we might have to come out there. You never know. Catch the Buffaloes play or something like that. All right.
And definitely big shout out to Montreal, man. Big shout out to Stephen Charles for bringing us out there. Man, there was so much love out there, Canada. Always good vibes. So shout out to Montreal, man. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. The class will be recorded. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Troy, can you turn your mic down just a little bit?
Turning it down.
Like you pick, yeah.
All right. Are we good? I'm good. All right, perfect. All right. So y'all know how this work, man. This is our disclaimer. Our content must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Continue to do the research, share the research, build your portfolio, build your wealth, build your community. Love is love. Let's do it together.
And prayers to my brother Fred Van Fleet. My Lord.
Yeah.
Prayers to my guy.
Saw that.
Prayers and recovery for you.
Yeah. Out for the season, right?
Yeah.
Was it Achilles?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Solid. So, yeah, solid dude, man. We met him a few times. The last time we went to Toronto, we was with him. So shout out to Fred, man.
Yeah, salute. Okay, so let's get into it. It's been a very rocky road so far for healthcare stocks. So do you think that the sector will perform better next year? And we can talk about the tariffs in phases. I know that's overseas pharmaceuticals is one of the things that Trump put tariffs on. So I believe it's 50% on overseas pharmaceutical tariff, or 100%, 100% on overseas pharmaceutical. And then of course the Ozempic lawsuit. So there's been a lot of high profile things that have hurt healthcare stocks. Don't talk about Eli Lilly a lot, but what's the forward projection for the healthcare stocks?
I think the healthcare sector will be okay, but one of the biggest mistakes was that sector trying to price in healthcare returns to match tech returns. So if you look even at Eli Lilly from 2021, which was at 201.78, it ballooned up to 972.53. I love Eli Lilly dearly. I think it's one of the most important companies in healthcare. But if I had to ask you is it more important than Nvidia, Microsoft, and Meta? The price gaps became too wide, and I think they began to adjust to prices where they should be. Novo has had their issues. We've always talked about investing into stocks that are domestic and not international first. So I think as a result, the sector will be fine. But if you're looking for high price returns, the only places you really can turn to are Bitcoin, which is a tech, and then tech sectors, and maybe some energy. Troy, we can talk about Applovin later, but I think all in all, even with like United Healthcare, the margin structures are dramatically different than a tech company. So I think it's a mistake at times to try and get the same kind of returns that sector normally does not give. Will next year be a little bit better? Yes, but I don't think you should expect 35 to 45% return in healthcare at all.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever expect that type of return. I mean, if you're in the right place at the right time, it can happen. Healthcare is interesting. I think it's kind of one of these things where you have to see a breakthrough, and it has to be something that has strong belief,
Substantial.
right? It has to be something with strong policy behind it. There's a lot of different variations or factors that go into making a healthcare stock something that is worth investing in. The interesting part is that AI is going to disrupt healthcare, and so there could
At scale.
be, right. It could help it at scale, and so we could see innovations in biotech. I think we're not far from that, right? Like I talked about this yesterday, where Vlad Tenev was saying that 10 years ago, every company on the stock market is a tech company because it needs a tech component.
Yep.
And last week he said every company is going to be an AI company because it has to have an AI component. And healthcare is not excluded from that. And so innovation will happen. How fast? I think it can happen quickly. And if you look at what this administration, especially when you talk about tariffs, and that's even an interesting proposition in itself, right? Like the tariffs only go into effect at 100% if you're not building a plant inside of the United States. And so that's like, I mean, you're trying to incentivize people to build infrastructure here from the farmer
Yeah.
side. But if they do, then there are no tariffs, right, for those companies. I think you focus on, if you're investing in healthcare, I think you're focusing on the American companies that have been leading.
Yeah.
Starting with Lilly, Johnson & Johnson. I think the best thing to do, right, and we talked about it last week, is go look up these healthcare ETFs and see what allocations
Yep, XLV, yep.
right? If we look at the Spider Fund, XLV, Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, United Health, Abbott, Merck. I used to talk about Thermo Fisher all the time during the pandemic. We were talking about how we're going to get vaccines, and that business is going out the window, right? We talk about what's happened to Merck. You can see, but
Moderna as well.
yeah, American companies. If that is what the administration is leaning towards, like I said, you have to have strong policy behind you. I would keep an eye on the top 5 in XLV, and put on my watch list. I definitely, and then Stryker. I think we can put Stryker in there, right?
Yeah, that's always one of my favorites.
In terms of healthcare, Lilly for sure. But keep them on your watch list. Lilly obviously will be the leader, and that has a lot to do with not just the weight loss drugs. I mean, their entire portfolio. But be mindful of the ones that are getting policy behind it.
The only 3 I like in the space, Eli Lilly, of course, ABBV, and Stryker. United Healthcare until I get a new CEO and this trial is over with.
Oh, that trial. Yeah.
Yeah.
That trial.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Rabbit hole.
Nope. Nope.
Shotty, you trying to get canceled this weekend or no? We go deep down the rabbit hole and wrap it up.
What we trying to do?
Got you. Okay.
I'm always down to get canceled.
Hello. When you invest well, invest with Invesco.
100%. 100%. If you're not getting canceled, what are you doing?
We can have crash out day whenever you want to.
I'm always down for a crash out.
Darcy said, "What about CVS?" I've spoken highly about CVS, and if you've invested in CVS, you saw great returns on that as well. I like CVS too.
So for people that, obviously healthcare is the number one expenditure of the United States government, essentially the biggest industry in the world. Should people have healthcare as part of their portfolio?
Yeah, only Lilly, ABBV, and Stryker. The other part that's unfortunate is that we spend all this money on healthcare, but we are one of the sicker major countries in the world. So it's not for our benefit per se. Do I think there's great leadership at Lilly? Yes. ABV, yes. Stryker, yes. I think even United Healthcare has a chance to turn itself around. But the mistake was, because at one point when Novo was taken off, the thought was, what if we can get healthcare returns to look like tech? And that's when you started putting out drugs and over qualifying them and overstating what the benefits could be without looking at the risk. And that destroyed Novo's business. So exposure is great for sure. But those are the three that I will lean into.
Okay. Johnson & Johnson, you going to leave off? I feel like
Johnson & Johnson is
it's one of the, I don't want to call it a dinosaur. It's like one of the stable healthcare
but
companies.
the past things with the
and some people still use yes, but
so
yes,
that part I can't. And the oil, which is a derivative of. One day I want to have a conversation about all the companies that still run off of IP from Rockefeller. One of them companies got broken up. That is a derivative product from Standard Oil back in the 30s and 40s.
Yes.
So,
but there are still people. I even had a text the other day. What are some good dividend stocks? And that's one of those ones that people always put in their portfolio. I think right now it's like a 4% dividend.
Yeah.
People still like to do that as a form of investing. I'm really not a dividend trade or an investor, but I mean, Johnson & Johnson would fit the criteria.
Yeah, there would be an aristocrat.
In 88, sold more weight. Johnson.
So, but once again, you only need 4 great companies. I think we take this as for granted, the information that's being delivered. But put in chat, you only need 4 stocks to become extremely rich. Another thing I want to stress, allocation and best use of capital matters a lot. There's a lot of companies you can invest in, SoFi and IONQ, and
Mm-hmm.
What is the best use of capital that allows you to sleep well at night and say, oh, I'm down to be canceled?
Yeah.
Use of capital matters a hell of a lot. A lot of y'all want to be like, yo, but what about, do you think after Jamal Bryant leaves, Target would be a great stock? No, it's over with. It's not the best use of capital.
That I've been saying that over and over. I don't think that's the best use of your capital, right? Like I think if you look at a company that you're going to invest in, yes, you can trade it and you can make some money. But which company are you saying to yourself, I want to have 500 shares?
And I don't have to touch it for 5 or 10 years, and I'm just going to
leave it. Like how many companies are you willing to look at on your watch list or in your portfolio right now and say 1,000 shares of this company is a great investment for the next 5 years?
Yep. Even though Apple has merged into a service company that is undelivered on the AI, they're still producing a high return in comparison to most ETF and indexes.
They got me, Ian.
Don't have to worry about it. What happened?
Apple got me.
What happened?
Man.
Their AirPod Pros? We're going to talk about that on Blackout.
They got me. Well, yes. Well, yes, that too. But I was like, look, we're in Montreal, French speaking. I'm going to get these headphones to translate. This is going to be perfect.
Headphones. Tough, yo.
Man, we walk 2 miles. We walk like a mile to get the headphones, right? I'm like, oh, bet, got them. Look at it. They're like, hey, this only works if you have an iPhone 15 or above.
Oh, they got you on the upgrade play.
I said, oh, man, I'm sitting here with the 14 Max Pro. I just bought the headphones. I'm like, damn, I really want to test this out. This is the 2 to 3 year cycle they're talking about. I'm here with the 14 and the 17s here. So needless to say, I now have the iPhone.
Great. Yeah. And I will say the AirPod Pro 3 feels like the most Apple hardware product they made in a long time, even though they may have licensed creatively that translation part. And the liquid glass iOS, even though it's not perfect, I commend that team and that department for trying to do something different to make the operating system look better than what it used to look. So they are trying for sure. So I got to commend them.
That's going to be, it's going to be the new technologies in the new phone, and the new services will be on the newest phone. And if you don't have that phone, you won't be able to get the services. But I'll tell you this, they did get me. Google's not playing. I'm looking at their marketing right now. I thought I was watching an Apple commercial because they had the liquid glass and the camera is pretty much similar. Like, you shouldn't have to wait this long for this type of phone. We've had it.
Google and Huawei
on their neck.
Fire.
On their
Google is running the old Euro Mac and I'm a PC just in reverse on Apple.
This is true.
Brilliant marketing.
on their net.
Mhm.
We're gonna
It's a
talk-
great. Go ahead, Shadi.
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna talk about the AirPod situation tomorrow on Blackout. As far as health Wednesday, as far as the health concerns potentially that it can cause, that's important for people to be aware of. But also QQQ, shout out to them. You know, they actually gave me a call today because they sent me the letters, but I didn't really get a chance to read it. But long story short, there's a board. They're having a vote, and the shareholders. So they actually. So I'm like, it's interesting. I'm like, so what's the vote? So they're like, well, we want to be able to maintain, fluidity. So there's like, we're gonna. She's like telling me like different things they're proposing as far as it's going to save shareholders $40 million a year, as far as be able to make more efficient decisions quickly. They wanted to renew everybody that's on the board of QQQ, but they needed the vote from the shareholders to actually approve these things. So I say that to say, that's another thing about being a shareholder in a stock or ETF is that you potentially could have voting rights. It's because you are an owner of a company.
Yep.
Keep in mind. So as an owner of the company, you could have voting rights, and you have a say so in certain things. And if you own a lot of shares, then that's what sometimes we call a corporate takeover artist, where you can actually potentially take over a company
and influence.
Right, Carl Icahn, people like that. So
that's key.
It's important to understand when you're buying these things, it's not like you're just buying paper and it's just in thin air. You do have equity inside of a company.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, that does come with some level of rights, voting rights. And like I said, the more you have, the more powerful.
The more power that you have. Yep.
Yeah.
Notice we said 100 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares.
Shares. It matters. Is different.
You don't get those emails when you got 5. Right? You should have it. But if you want to have investor calls, if you want to have access to quarterly meetings, right, and be in these calls, you got to have ownership. So,
also, you got to weaponize your media platform to make the changes in corporate if they're not listening when you send an email off to headquarters. Notice I said, oh, new CEO. Then every person paraded their ass on CNBC. Maybe it was time to replace Tim Cook.
Perhaps.
Okay. But Tim, once again, lo siento. Mi amigo. You fighting the battle I know you was fighting. I'm so sorry.
I support it, bro. You got
me. Sorry.
Let's make this reciprocal. Y'all got us? What's up?
Yep. So
chat. What's the deal? Salute to Casanat.
For sure.
That's major. Congratulations.
That's
the AMP crew.
Super impressive. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to his story is just incredible. Shout out to the team that he brought along with him.
Yeah.
It's incredible I mean, we know a thing or two about that, like doing something and creating something with your friends. They're doing this at such a young age. Shout out to Punga. Yeah. I don't want to call him by his real name. He was my student when I was teaching in the Bronx, man. Every now and then I just text him, but I'm super proud to watch all of those guys, man. These are real Bronx kids that are making history. The Kurt Franklin thing yesterday was incredible.
So one of the AMP kids was your student?
Well, he's not part of AMP. So AMP is Phantom, Kai. There's a couple other guys. So that's that crew. But Kai has his own crew. So like Talil and Rakai, those kids, those are that's his people. And Punga is one of those. It's like this kid was in my 6th grade class, my 7th grade class, my 8th grade class. So just to watch him, like I know the family, I know his sisters and all that. To see him doing this, that's something that's positive. To know the environment that he's come from and is be able to survive and create something for himself. I couldn't be more proud.
And I know he's such a young age too.
I texted him and the first thing he said was, "Yo, I miss you, Millings." And I was like, "Damn." Always a teacher. My boy. Yeah. Congrats. I think LeBron's on tomorrow, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think LeBron's on. Yeah, he's cutting his hair off.
All right. W chat.
That's shot. You good? Study all markets, master all markets, boy. You got to study everything.
W chat. Okay, let's talk about government shutdown, shall we? So, man,
we had it.
This happens every couple years.
Yeah.
So yeah, the U.S. government is facing a potential shutdown as lawmakers fail to agree upon a spending plan. So essential workers will remain, but hundreds of thousands of federal workers could be furloughed without pay. And Trump said he might fire them if this doesn't get resolved. Of course, the Republicans, J.D. Vance, and the likes are blaming the Democrats for this.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats, Chuck Schumer, and the likes are blaming the Republicans for this.
As usual.
We're headed towards a government shutdown. Like I said, this happens. It seems like this happens every couple of years now.
Our second episode was covering.
Yep.
So, okay, how will this affect the stock market? How will this affect the overall economy? What should people be aware of? What's the deal with the government shutdown?
So non-factor when it comes to publicly traded equities. I want to say that clearly and loud again.
That is that part.
It's a non-factor. It's like when they were like, well, Jimmy Fallon got fired and they lost $1 billion. It's like, this is a non-starter. This happens. The market is permanently rigged to stay up. The market will be fine. That's different than the American economy. But as far as the stock market, I think the last time this happened, the market moved up, 9% or 8.5% or something like that?
10%. 10%.
10%. It's a non-factor. Hold for the long term. No one invests based on government shutdown. It does not matter.
I wish I could add to that, but I mean, yeah, right. It sucks. You know, what really sucks is that when we started the year, it was Doge, and people had till September to figure out if they're going to take the severance package or they're going to stay on and be fired. And then some people took it, and now they asked them to come back to work. And now here we go again at the end of the month where people might lose it. I mean, that part is unfortunate. Like, you hate it for that from that standpoint. And yes, I'm sure some of those people invest and have brokerage accounts, and that is unfortunate. But for the market itself, business as usual.
They said my mic is too high. No, they saying
Yours is too high?
That's what somebody in the chat said. How he sound now?
You good?
How he sound now? Soundboard selector. Todd Davis, where you at?
Where's Ty?
Todd Davis.
Shout out to my brother, yo.
Right here, Ty on the chat.
Soundboard selector. All right, so government shutdown is not something to worry about. I mean, I do think that it speaks to a certain level of dysfunction within the government, which could lead to potential uncertainty as far as long-term effects. America's ideology as far as it being so safe and everything like that has already kind of been chipping away slowly but surely. You keep having government shutdowns every 2 years. It's not a good thing.
Is this chaos done by design for the benefit of whomever party who would benefit the most? I don't believe in an institution that big having accidental chaos frequently.
What party's going to benefit the most from government shutdown?
I don't have GPT pulled up because the internet's slow in Mexico. Telcel. Lo siento. Next week I'll report. Unless we choosing to get canceled. They act like you crazy playing, get to go into retirement early.
How long do you think?
Betrayal list. The betrayal list is coming soon.
No, we appreciate everyone.
There's a pain I feel.
Appreciation list.
Appreciate all people.
Every one of you. Edwin,
yes,
Ty Davis,
Magda, how are you?
Magda, AB, Pierre, Brent, Clint. Scott. Lo siento, mi amigo. No drama. No.
That was my euro. You saw that? We appreciate you all.
De Tiburones with Roberto. Here's your back. Great job.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Ashad Shakur. Yes, absolutely. Seen that.
Unless we get canceled.
Here's the other part. How long do you think the shutdown will last? Because I feel like this is such a divisive government at this point, and like nobody wants to agree. And so how long?
6, 7, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They're not gonna shut down for long. They do this WWE ass dance every time. We're gonna shut down for 6 months, and
you're not gonna get your mail.
Put it in chat. Historically, what is the median time for government shutdowns in the United States of America? Don't even have to guess. This is political gesturing at best. It's like when Macho Man and Hulk Hogan back in the day used to act like they didn't like each other because Miss Elizabeth, and then they go drink at the bar after. This a farce. Now, some real issues they really don't like each other on, but I think this is a part of the organized chaos to get certain parties to get another party to move how they want them to move. Just a political check-in.
Yo, Miss Elizabeth, that was crazy.
Oh yeah, Macho Man
Married her. He really married her.
for sure.
Rest in peace to Asada Shakur,
For sure.
who passed away last week.
Mm-hmm.
In Cuba. At asylums in Cuba. You know, he broke out of jail. So rest in peace to all the political prisoners. Matulu Shakur, Sada Shakur, Geronimo Pratt.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's those are all like Tupac's.
Yeah, lineage.
Shakur was Tupac's father. Asada Shakur, I think, was his godmother. I think Geronimo Pratt might have had some level of his.
Yeah, there was.
So
yeah, I think it's his stepmom.
Yeah.
Tupac Shakur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Fanny Jasmine Guy. That's a hold your head, yo. But her story is incredibly important. And the people who had the audacity to break her out. Whew, talk about cojones, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So, okay. You know, I just heard something. I didn't know that she was the first woman to ever be put in a male prison.
And man, that talk about atrocities and the things that they allowed to be done to her for being a political prisoner. Shit you wouldn't allow in another country. You wouldn't do to a terrorist.
They had it in Clinton Max. Ironically enough, you know who else was in Clinton Max?
Tupac.
Yeah.
Clinton Maximal facility. That's where Sean was at. That's where they had her. She was in the Clinton Max. That's a maximum facility for men.
For men. So I tell you, there's some tricky things in this institution.
Yeah. Crazy.
And this was not 400 years ago. Like if you just go through modern atrocities, even a Khalif Browder story. Oh my God, this is
horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Know your history. Know your history because they're trying to erase it. They're trying to erase it.
Oh yeah. They're gonna hit that little update in the software on your phone.
Oh, so 100%. TikTok. The TikTok
slave to indentured servitude to unforced labor.
We built this. No, we built this.
What? They're trying to make this forced slaves into interns. What?
That's a fact. Let's talk about the new tariffs that was announced. Presidente Trump has announced new tariffs, new round, 100% on pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
50% on kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities. That came out of nowhere. Upholstered furniture, 30%.
Yeah.
Heavy truck, 25%.
Yeah.
Steel and aluminum imports for all countries except the UK, 50%. Copper, 50%.
Yeah.
Countries importing Venezuelan oil, 25%. Tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, 25% generally, 35% Canada on non-energy goods. So yeah, he's been on.
He had a new one today.
What was the new one?
He put 100% tariff on movies that are
movies.
produced outside the U.S.
The movies that's produced outside the U.S. 100% tariff on that. So your Netflix, how does that work? Netflix got to pay more. Netflix got to pay more for this.
Yeah. Do you pay like how does that even work?
I don't know, especially if American broadcasting and streaming companies are going to benefit from it.
That's why I said this is a sitcom. This is a sitcom
in real time. We are living a Simpsons episode. Like, I mean, and it's destroying, well, not destroying, but it's having an adverse effect on companies like Restoration Hardware. On the pharma side, once again, Good idea, poor execution. Because you don't know, A, if he's going to stick with the tariffs for long, A, what kind of effects it will have on people long term, and you're not taking into consideration that inflation is eating into people's profits and prescription costs are higher than ever.
Yeah, they're just ideas, right? Like they're ideas. I'll throw out these ideas. This is what's been consistent. Throw out the idea,
See if it sticks.
like see who bites at it, use it as a negotiating tool, carve out the things that I really want, and let's figure out how we can make an agreement inside of there.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't even make like how.
I don't know.
Every day, the furniture one was just like, where did that come from?
It was interesting. It seems personal, and it creates an interesting vacuum where if to not be attacked or have your industry attacked, you're going to have to find a way to financially donate to said campaigns in the future to not be attacked. It's very interesting, to say the least.
Or you're gonna have to build it here. You're gonna have to do it here.
If you're building something commercially here, like a data center or a pharma lab, what are the costs? That it's too cost intensive to build from scratch. If you're building in LA, Miami, Chicago, New York, hell, even Houston,
there are only a few entities that can afford this
to
level
build.
This level of capex. Like we talked about it last week about, we can talk about data centers, but there's only a few institutions that can actually facilitate the cost to build it. And even when they do that, they're partnering with other companies to do it. Like this is not just like, hey, we'll get up and do this. No, that's not going to happen, right? Even with the pressure for Apple to, hey, you need to now build factories. That takes time and it takes capital. Yeah, Apple can do it, but right, can the small cap company do it? Can the Russell 2000 company? Can they do? They can't do it.
And so Apple was forced to do it at that.
Well, we'll talk about Restoration Hardware stock. Restoration Hardware stock obviously dropped dramatically on the news, and from around $30 from the time that this was announced last week. So Restoration Hardware,
ticker RH.
If you're familiar with, they're a leading furniture and house good. This stock has been kind of rocky for a while now.
Yeah.
But is this the time to short Restoration Hardware?
I would say no. I would have to wait for it to get back to like 250 to 71 because you don't want to chase a fallen knife. They've been having issues for a while. So going back to 21, they were having some issues. And for those of you who like go through Bloomberg frequently, they were on the list of companies that could fall because of tariffs, and here we are. They fell in April. They're one of the few companies that fell in April that did not have a tremendous upswing from that buying zone. So I wouldn't touch it there. I can see them probably getting back down to a low of like 130.24, but I want to be very clear, like Restoration Hardware as of right now is a trade only. It is not a good long-term investment. The all-time high was in 21 and it was at 744. Once again, at 744.56. Is Restoration Hardware more important than Meta, Nvidia, AMD, Apple, Google, Oracle, Broadcom? I think they have some fly shit in there too, but it's not worth more than Meta. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, what happens to like a company like IKEA if those tariffs are going into effect?
You're going to have to donate to JD Vance.
JD Vance,
right?
And Donald Trump's inauguration. But YouTube just settled the lawsuit $25 million.
And that was a low fee.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that, chat? The January 6th riot, they said that Trump incited it. So after that, YouTube suspended his channel. He's one of these guys. He got kicked. Remember, he got kicked off of Instagram. He got kicked off of Instagram. I think he might have got kicked
off Twitter.
YouTube suspended his channel. They kicked him, ended his channel. And now that he's president, they settled the lawsuit for $25 million. They're gonna pay Trump in an apology.
Put premium on all my audiences too. Sit my essence early.
Yeah. And all he did was create Truth Social, add a couple billion to the portfolio,
Uh-huh.
and then go after everybody who would try to work against him.
Has his net worth doubled or tripled since he's been in office? I know it's been a
Double for
precipitous
sure.
decline.
It's on its way to triple.
Yeah.
Political uncertainty for sure, but yeah, he's definitely going after anybody that has went against him. James Comey, former director of the FBI, has been indicted.
Yes.
And he said more to come.
Letitia James, he's trying to indict her.
Yep.
He already said if Mondani becomes mayor of New York City is going to be stripped of government funding.
They stripped Chicago government funding.
They didn't strip the city. They took $6 million off of
8.
Yeah, but he's talking about stripping this New York City, the whole hundreds of billions of dollars being stripped. Eric Adams had to walk away.
Smart move.
Well, yeah, no, he wasn't going to win.
Yeah, but you got to know when to exit though, so you can look victorious.
Last month.
Look victorious?
Like gracefully bow out, you mean?
Yeah, leave or opposed to getting washed.
Yeah, let's not waste any more taxpayer money.
Or split the vote.
Yeah,
unless you get paid to do so.
Unless you get paid to split the vote. 100%.
That's the other move. Who?
Yeah, I mean, he's on a campaign. He was on a campaign. Campaign ended.
Yeah.
Someone asked in chat, how will this affect Amazon? It won't affect Amazon at all. They are in a dramatically different business and have hedged their bet differently than Restoration Hardware. And I think Restoration is a really good company. Just wrong target, wrong time.
Yeah, and Amazon is a middleman in these situations. Right? They probably make some furniture, but that's not their sole business.
Yeah.
Right. E-commerce, they'll be the person that ships it to you, and if anything happens in terms of tariffs,
logistics, cloud,
that they'll put a tax on the person that's receiving it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see how this tariff thing plays out. I mean, obviously the furniture thing, that's a direct shot at China, 100%. And I mean, if you followed my journey and then went to InvestFest, you saw, the China play being executed in real time. So it's really happening. It's not a myth. So for him to put 50% on all vanities and kitchen cabinets, you'd be surprised. Those things add up.
They pricey.
That's billions of dollars that's being imported into America. So
what's that? Wilk. What about WDC or Seagate as a call? I'll go to number one in the space. So what Will was talking about, he's talking about high bandwidth memory companies. And obviously we talked about Micron. They reported last week. It's crazy. I said I wouldn't be surprised if they shot up to 175. They shot up to 175 and then they pulled back. And it was a classic case. If you look at the chart from Thursday up until now, right, it had ran up to 165. After hours when they reported and blew out the quarter, went up to 175 and kind of pulled back. And then obviously the last 2 days of the week, we saw some selling off. But this is a classic case of, hey, profits will be taken. You're talking about a company that ran up 40% in a quarter. People will take profits. It's come back up now to like 164. I think it closed out today. I'll check right now. I know it was in 160, 163.90. So right at that line. But yeah, their number one, WDC, is another good company. But I'm sticking with number one right now. In terms of American high bandwidth, yes, Samsung is in that category, and SK Hynix is as well. But the American high bandwidth, I'm going with Michael.
For Western Seagate, Western Digital, Seagate, IONQ, all of these companies are benefiting off of the spend and partnership between Nvidia, OpenAI, Oracle, Broadcom. When that spending slows, you're going to have to start to take profit because they are beneficiaries of those deals, because most people missed out on Nvidia, OpenAI, Oracle. So there's been a lot of conversation about circular investment amongst these companies into each other. When that cash flow stops, like for Western Digital, at some point that stock will pull back to the 103.65 range. At that point, you definitely want to take profit. Just please be mindful to know why the company is doing incredibly well. Strong company, but to go from $33 to go from $29.14 in April to $118.14. And most can't tell you who the CEO is. Be mindful of when to take profit.
Yeah, and then I saw somebody ask, "What about CoreWeave?" So this is a big week for CoreWeave.
Another one.
If we see a pullback here, it'll be another case of okay, people have taken profits, right? It opened up in the 40s and it's sitting at like 121 now. This is we always talk about that 6-month period post IPO.
Mm-hmm.
So that 6-month period ends this week, and so what does that mean? That means that insider settler people who had the equity pre-IPO, right? That means they were investing in the company before it became public. They can now sell shares, right? So some of these people might have bought CoreWeave when it was $9 a share, right? And so if you see it go up to 121, obviously there'll be some level of profit taken at this level. Some people might just say, "Hey, I'm going to stay in and add more to it." So interesting week for them. So I'm watching that closely, and we'll talk more about that on Thursday in my deep dive research.
It's like when Jay said everybody trying to make the blueprint too before Hove. You got to know, just because Motown got the soul samples don't sound the same as blueprint. Same thing here. You got to be mindful.
Yep.
Be mindful at all times. We talk about Nvidia a lot, but you know, we got to talk about some level of competition potentially. Huawei has announced a 3-year plan to expand its role in the AI chip market and reduce its dependence on foreign technology. The strategy includes the release of a new AI chips 950 PR and 950 DT in 2026, followed by 960 in 2027, 970 in 2028. So they have a 5 to 10 year plan to, I don't want to say overtake Nvidia. I guess the goal, that's their goal. And they're laying out, you know, the framework of how that could potentially happen. So obviously if that happens, that's not going to be good for Nvidia for obvious reasons. So is this something that, you know, we start to see potential cracks in the empire?
I could argue if they do have a considerable lead, there would be more American investment to prop it up the same way that we did our space program. But to give the clear answer, do I think that will happen? No. If they were launching a chip that was quantum based, then I would have some concern. But every time a up and coming brand, not saying that Huawei is up and coming because I think some of the tech there is amazing, but they clearly are not the leader in the space. Whenever someone said that they're the Microsoft killer, the Apple killer, they have not panned out to be that. If they were, they would just launch it. So you mean to tell me DeepSeek came and adjusted our market off of a crappy AI product, but then you have a 5 to 10 year plan to overthrow Nvidia with no demo? What's the demo? Show me the PRPS 10. Because I think that the competitor that could beat Nvidia, they're going to show in real time why the chip is superior. I don't believe in companies that have great promises but poor demos. Not saying that Huawei is invaluable. I think Huawei has done a better job than Apple at phone, tablet, AirPod-like products, and they got the car off. But Nvidia is a different monster. No.
Yeah, I'm not buying any of this. I'm not buying any of this.
If they said they were an Apple killer, for sure. Could be.
Yeah. Now they have surpassed Apple in terms of cell phones in the China market. What we need to know about Huawei in terms of the GPU market specifically is what are they trying to compete with Nvidia at? Right? Like they're not trying to compete with Blackwell. They're not trying to compete with Rubin, which is again Nvidia's 3 to 5 year plan. They're saying, hey, we don't need Hopper, right? Which was what they released in 2022, and America said that they couldn't no longer sell to the Chinese market in any advanced chip further than that. And so are they going to come up with alternatives? Of course, they have to. This is why you see Alibaba saying, and they should, right? So they're not as reliant. Alibaba has done the same, but they're still, if you look, after they announced it, Alibaba said that they're going to develop their own chips. 3 days later, they announced a partnership with Nvidia. 3 days later. This is going to be the leader in the space. I know there will be other people that will try to create for themselves and for their economy. Great. Will it be the superior chip? I don't see it. I just don't see it. The amount of infrastructure that it takes to get to that level, they're 3 to 5 years. If you're trying to catch them, they're still trying to outpace themselves. We talked about the plan of, hey, we hear about these announcements every 12 months. Internally, they're making new products every 6 months. They're already 3 years ahead from what they're talking about now. In fact, they're working now to figure out what's the next thing for 2029. So it's tough to compete or catch that, right? It takes a lot of capital. It takes a lot of infrastructure, right? Huawei is great at some things. Will it be great at all things? No.
It's tough.
Is it a start? Is it a positive start for their economy? I'm sure it is. I don't think it dents Nvidia's lead at all.
No. Jensen said that Nvidia's full AI infrastructure package, chip, networking, and data center is so efficient that competitors can price their chips at zero and Nvidia will still be the better option. Secondly, important business lesson. You have to know who the backing is. So if I was in the 1980s and I went to Def Jam and I had the backing of the Supreme Team, I don't care how good your album was, it's going to be a limit until forces that be. You need to go look at who's backing Nvidia. That cap table and that bought them EA rights.
Hey, we could go there. We should go there. Let's go there.
Certain companies are selected in like you seeing it with Sam Altman. Everyone's like OpenAI killer, and they got ads running. They've already selected Sam 3 or 4 years, and I was telling y'all about it, to be the next new tech darling. So much so they let him steal that shit from Elon, and Elon can't do anything in court about it other than build Grok and XAI, which both are fantastic, but they're not OpenAI. Sometimes behind the scenes, the next leader gets selected before the consumer decides who they're going to vote for.
Yeah, did you see OpenAI's announcement today?
Yep.
The OpenAI pack. Yeah,
I hear
OpenAI. So, like, for those not in, OpenAI announced the OpenAI Academy.
It's over with.
And so, what OpenAI Academy is they have created prompts so that you can use it in a number of industries: IT, human resource, education, sales, finance. They're giving you the prompts to help you use it to help elevate your business. I read it. I looked. I said, wow.
It's over. Vince Carter. It's over. And on top of that, I hear more releases for OpenAI that make public airwaves than I do for company 10 through 90 that are tech publicly traded companies. I've never seen something be so blatant in our eyes before they even go public. So by the time they go public, they're building it to be like the new Microsoft. Not saying that they are the new Microsoft, but it reminds me of that runway when Gates was becoming public and he was in mainstream news all the time.
Yeah, this is like this is beyond how to. It's a prompt pack. It's telling you the prompts to ask to get the desired answer.
My InvestFest package just puts it every.
Yeah, you go to the page and the first thing it says is ChatGPT for any role you can think of.
Hello, and then well, you gonna put more people on payroll for what? It's over with. Perplexity.
I joined the academy.
At all times, hit the like button and share, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the deal? How you feel about the TikTok takeover potentially? I
just want to see this finally get done and see what. Larry has positioned himself well. I was talking to Stock Club about this. I remember when it was supposed to be Microsoft and they fell out of favor. Thank God they had their OpenAI investment. I just wonder what that algorithm will look like and if it will deliver the same potency of information that was coming out. I even think TikTok's main algorithm is getting watered down some, but I think it's a great hedge. But I think in hindsight, it was smart of Microsoft to continue to fight for that and get the real IP that matters, which is the partnership with OpenAI. Well, what do you guys think about it?
It's interesting. The tea leaves were there. We talked about it in January. You posted the clip. Talked about it in July. Posted the clip. The tea leaves were there for Oracle.
For sure.
That was one of those deep dives where they were already, if you watch the stock from 2020 to where they're at now, you can see the impact that they've had in terms of using the cloud service. But there's another company, privately held, that nobody talks about, and we should. When you talk about watching Ian for his reaction, if you look at the tea leaves of who the partnerships are, yes, you see Oracle's name a lot.
Mm-hmm.
and you see OpenAI. But there's a private company by the name of Silver Lake.
Mm-hmm. Silver Lake Capital.
So let's like now I had to go down a deep dive. All right, well let's think about this, right? When we talk about Stargate, it originally started as SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, Silver Lake became a part of that ownership group, and they said, all right, here comes the data centers. All right, so now Silver Lake has data centers, right, with the Stargate thing. Then the TikTok deal comes around, and you look at the names of the ownership, and yes, the Saudis are involved, right? And you saw Oracle, and then you saw Silver Lake. All right, so now they got Stargate, they got the data centers, they got TikTok, now they have a user base and data from that. Then you start peeling back the leaves a little bit further. And you talk about a company that has had a great year, right? Endeavor, obviously with the WWE and the UFC. And you think about who's funded them.
Yep.
Silver Lake again. So now they have entertainment. This is an entertainment conglomerate, right? And then when the news came out today about EA Sports, and we'll talk about some of the owners, that it's a $55 billion deal. Some of those people are close to the president. Silver Lake's part of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you're looking data centers, you're looking at data from a user standpoint. You've got entertainment, right, with Endeavor, and now EA. And I'm thinking myself, like, why are they connecting all of that? Well, there's a bigger play here. There's a bigger play here. When we're talking about what Larry Ellison did and David Ellison did in terms of grabbing Paramount, right? And well, potentially next having Warner Brothers, they've got a media conglomerate. That's a conglomerate of the now.
One of the biggest of all time.
That's of the now. We're talking about streaming, right? But the next wave that we might be going down is in this space of AI in terms of metaverse, right? Alternative reality. And so now they have the data with TikTok. They have the data centers to help get the infrastructure off the ground. They have UFC and entertainment. Now they have video games, right? So if you don't know, and we all grew up in that era where we played EA Sports. It's in the game, right? We played Madden, we played Live. They got Battlefield, which most people don't even realize has passed Call of Duty in terms of amount of users. They have all of that at their domain to now create a bigger media conglomerate that will be the media conglomerate of the future, right? The way they're looking at this is 10 to 15 years down the line. Yes, streaming, Ellison, they've taken that. We've seen everybody at the highest level grab media. We saw Bezos grab media. Obviously, Elon has grabbed media.
But this is at the highest level.
This is the futuristic way that I see them thinking about it. We took entertainment, we took gaming in AI, we have the data centers, we have the user base with TikTok. We already have what we're going to build in terms of AI for the infrastructure. They're putting this whole thing together. Nobody talks about them. I looked up the CEOs. You would never, if they walk past you, you wouldn't know.
You would know. And more importantly, mind share. Because if I have you when you get off Battlefield or whatever game you play on EA and TikTok and what you're watching, I have 80% of your mind share.
But also, okay, from an investment standpoint, for sure. But do you feel comfortable with the TikTok deal?
That's above my pay grade. I haven't got my Bilderberg left. I got my Vanguard, but in what regard?
And then the U.S., I guess, investment with this new group of investors having the data as opposed to what they thought China might have the data. In that sense. And
we gonna keep it real. A part of this is a dupe, though.
I'm gonna let you. Can I tell you something? Part of our conversation yesterday. So Robert tells you the story, and we were talking about cybersecurity because he's made he's probably the number one person in terms of cybersecurity in the country, and how we always talk about safety. He's like, there was a time in the late '90s where we won't name the company, fast food company, offered a hamburger, and in exchange, if you gave them,
you say the company.
You said the company.
He said it.
All right. So McDonald's had this offer, like, we'll give you a hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever it was.
2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
I thought it was a little longer than that. 2 years ago. We'll offer you a cheeseburger, a hamburger in exchange for your name, your first name, your last name, and your address.
Yeah.
And he said, how many people do you think did that? Took the burger. 72%. 72% of the people gave away the information for a hamburger. And we're thinking about, hey, what should we feel comfortable or safe with a company having our data? They already have it.
So, but do we feel comfortable with the TikTok deal?
To be very honest, I think we're not getting the purest product, which is the Chinese algorithm. We're getting a derivative work stepped on, for those of you who are in the underworld. Do I feel comfortable with it? No, I get the ideal. But if we are at war with China and we go to China and say, we have to break this up because you're having influence over American users, that's a double-edged sword. But to then not get the real algorithm is interesting unless you want to control the thought process of the people who are on said app in the country. You're still not getting the real thing. It's like when the Chrysler, like you getting the Chrysler 300C.
Yeah.
So, okay. So from a standpoint of this, right? The richest person in the world owns X.
Mm-hmm.
The second richest person in the world is trying to buy TikTok.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Yep, Bezos with Washington Post.
The third richest person in the world owns Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth richest person in the world owns the Washington Post.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a society where less than 10 people control 98% of the narratives and stories that we're actually consuming.
100%.
Potential buyers of TikTok. Rupert Murdoch is part of the group also.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Lindell,
Yep.
Larry Ellison. X has already been taken over by far right-wing ideology. It's pretty much MAGA. X, they should change the name of X to MAGA. If you go on there, you know who has the most followers on X?
Elon.
How's that happen?
It's his.
Exactly.
Make sure.
Time for my space move.
When you go on X, you'll see the first thing you'll see is the most right-wing. It's not by accident. They control they control what you actually are seeing on your timeline. It's a right-wing platform. TikTok is headed in that direction for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If this deal goes through. So now you have TikTok and you have Twitter, X, which essentially will be used as
A propaganda tool.
for right-wing ideology of this administration for sure, and any other right-wing ideology that needs to be pushed. That's concerning and is dangerous.
So do you feel comfortable?
Of course not. How can I feel comfortable if it's concerning and dangerous?
I'm just making sure. I mean, I feel like people are living in it. I don't even think they're even thinking of it at that level. And that's just the mind frame of the person that is, I'm just trying to survive. They're not even realizing like these type of chess pieces, like you're controlling the mind of a people on every level. Like
that's why I said
if I get the kids at TikTok, if I don't get them on TikTok, I'm gonna get them in gaming. I'm gonna grab them there, right? So like Jared Kushner is part of that ownership group for EA, right? Affinity Partners. He's the CEO of Affinity Partners. For those who are not in the know, he's the CEO of Affinity Partners that just put that group together for $55 billion to acquire EA. That's not by mistake.
Nope.
20%.
Yep. The name of the game in America has always been a monopoly, though. It's just not hidden how it used to be.
That's true. For those who, again, let's go. Jared Kushner is the son-in-law of the current president of the United States.
And for the people that's like, okay, well, it's not concerning when the left wing has it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm a black man in America. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that the left does, but the right is way more dangerous.
And the left never had majority control of the media.
That's fucking, the shit that we headed to right now is Ku Klux Klan country. That's a fact. So pick your poison. But anybody that's trying to rationalize racism is dangerous. And that's what's happening every single day.
That's the core principles of American philosophy.
This is America.
Mm-hmm.
This is America.
Yep.
Well,
It's in the game.
stay woke.
It's in the game.
And then that was every now and then people will say something like, all right, well, business like online, like influences is not real. It's not a real business. Doesn't help anything. Like open a hospital or a school or do something tangible, brick and mortar business. Okay. But I just told you the 4 richest people in the world own media
digital enterprises. And people who say that have not been living like most of people's education is done online. When I hear most people quote something about learning, it's off of Instagram. Everyone can act all intelligent, like you get scholarly and have fucking 4 Amazon Kindles. No, most of y'all don't. Y'all are quoting shit that y'all read off IG or Twitter, or if you're older, Facebook. No.
That is your education.
And then the data being the new oil, that's been said for 10 years. Just the derivative data and then third-party access that companies have in different countries to deploy ads and then take data. All those customer information leaks are not leaks.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
When after the presidential election, we went to blackout. That was the viral blackout episode. And it was like, all right, what can we do? What can we do now? And I'm like, nothing you can do. It's over. Y'all let them win the war. Project 2025 is 60% complete, by the way, in 8 months.
Man, quick deploy time.
When we went to the dinner a few months ago with some of the very intelligent brothers, and this was like a high-powered dinner. They said it's going to take 20 years to reverse what's been done in the first 3 months.
Yep.
Fact.
Not a game. No, like you say, you thought it was just something like 60% already done. That's a fact. It's not just like that's done. 60% in 8 months. That's moving extremely efficient.
And that pipeline of people to put in that office is not slowing down. If you go back, once again, the title of the episode, Follow the Money, of the person who is backing the vice president and others that are coming after. Then the Democrats sitting there doing nothing. I told y'all last year, if Plies is the main advocate for the Democrats, it's over with. I like Plies. I like some of the songs. But if that's your number one black voice, oh boy, shellacking belt to ass. Sorry.
That's why Mondani is actually going, because at least he has balls to actually stand on what he wants to stand on. The other Democrats, like Cory Booker and them, they're just going any direction that the wind blows them. So
what?
Fuck it, I'm with you. Let's get careful.
I think let me fix his mic.
6'7", what? Then the boy took them photos.
I mean, we gotta be honest.
You gotta be real. Try to acknowledge. Hey, Democrats. I keep asking, who is the Democratic star? We don't need a Democratic star. The fucking Rock went to go do a movie and faked a heart attack so he didn't have to talk to y'all. Boy lost 83 pounds in fucking 2 weeks, and Kevin Nash talking about Rock out of man. Rock don't want to talk to damn Democrats. It's over with. Y'all should have did it 8 years ago. There's not a star other than Mondani lined up right now. No, Gavin, go look at the state of California. He's not going to run the country with that.
Gavin Newsom's pushing that line though. He's pushing the line.
He's trying.
He's pushing the line. He's pushing.
I'm watching his social media.
He's gonna run for president for sure.
He's gonna run, but he need a tech aristocrat behind him for it to work.
They're all in his state.
You don't have that.
I mean, all they headquarters is in his state.
You think Mark about to get behind Pause? No, he over there with Trump, Senior Trump. No. No. And it's the interesting part. The one thing that the Republican side and MAGA side did do, they reached out to the entrepreneurs and founders who were on the fence and at least roped them into the deals.
Is Jasmine a star?
She's a star, but she's a black woman, so you already know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. I think so, but needs some backing.
Unfortunately.
And then in a media game, the other part of the game is to defame you and destroy your brand before you even have room to have impact at a large scale. Mm-hmm. That Obama DNC run,
always make a star. They can always make a start. Obama,
The Democrats?
In politics, Obama was 2
Nah.
years in being a congressman and ran for president and won. Madani, he was a rapper 6 years ago. Like he was on city council. He's 33 years old. Now he's about to be mayor of the most powerful city in the world. One thing about politics, you could rise up the ranks very quickly if you have charisma.
If you're selected to rise fast.
Well, okay.
Because if you go,
but even if you select, you still gotta have charisma. One thing about Obama, he had a lot of charisma.
He was trained since a kid to have it.
He could deliver speeches very well. he did something that, you know what I mean, like was pretty much impossible. But one thing I learned about politics is that you got to have a lot of charisma. I like Wes Moore.
Wes is.
I like Wes.
Solid.
I like Wes Moore.
Solid.
Wes
is solid.
I think the Rock should consider running.
He's not gonna do it. I think they same with Stripe when they should have IPO that same time. I agree, but I think he's afraid to.
Josh Shapiro,
over with. And you have to have the conversation at some point, maybe on blackout.
We ain't deliver Pennsylvania, man.
If they were preparing him to be vice president before his death, who was next in their AAU camp to run next? There's no farm system for the Democrats.
I've been hearing the Jon Stewart case for a while now.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
That he should throw his name in the race.
For what?
Just a Democratic nominee who could potentially run for the office.
Jon Stewart?
Yeah, they've been saying his name a lot. Somebody just put it in the chat. Sure. Yeah, I'm just telling you. I've heard it. That's not the first time I've seen that.
Chat.
Okay, we at the bottom of the ninth, and we need 6 runs. If we're going to, not saying that he doesn't have good thought, good ideology,
and he's fought. He's fought
for sure
for the 9/11 causes.
So he's witty. He's
I don't know.
Be on his feet. He could do debates.
He's super intelligent too.
No, for sure, he's intelligent. I mean, if you're saying that, then man, there's a lot of intelligence.
But is intelligence a barometer at this point?
If you're going to swing the pendulum back, for sure. But Jon Stewart is worth 120. Is it worth to have to maybe spend $40 or $50 million in proxy wars with tech bros in Silicon Valley?
Does he have to spend it, or are they going to raise it for him? We just saw the highest raising.
Trump just said, "Oh boy, got indicted, and there's more to come." I don't want an opponent who's willing to crash out like that.
Look, somebody said Stewart better than a Rock. Yeah, people, they believe in him. We'll see.
The other part is you have to want to run and put your life on the line. Not many people are willing to risk that.
Yeah.
But I just put my money in Bitcoin and like open AI pre-IPO.
Yeah, much easier.
Much easier investment.
Send my mic. I don't know. Is this mic? Is this a problem with the microphone?
I don't know.
Your message has been loud and clear tonight, though.
I'm about to switch. I'll switch it out in like a second. When next time Ian talks, I'll switch it out.
Charlemagne the God. Oh, he run for president.
Oh, Charlemagne was calling for Jon Stewart. Yeah, see? Let's pick it up some steam.
Politics are a tricky game, man.
Mark Cuban.
I don't know if the country's ready for that.
All right, let's talk about this EA deal. EA Sports.
It's in the game. Or UAE now.
That's a fact. UAE for the vibes. So EA Sports. So we talk about. Oh, can they hear me? Because this is important.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Chat, can you hear me? Can you hear me, chat?
I say your mic's fine.
Now they
wilding. Dave Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Super intelligent as well. Yes, we can hear. Yes. You good? Go ahead.
All right. So we talk about private companies going public a lot, right? From an educational standpoint, OpenAI, right? Eventually, one day they're going to go public, meaning they're going to go to the stock market, and then you can actually invest in OpenAI. Starts as a private company, then goes public, right? We talk about that a lot. That's what an IPO is. But sometimes it actually happens in reverse. I guess the most famous one up until now has been Twitter. Where, if you remember, Twitter was actually a publicly traded company that got taken private. on the sale. So now EA Sports will go private in the largest deal so far.
Yeah.
$55 billion deal,
Mhm.
paying shareholders $210 per share.
Mm-hmm.
Electronic Arts, better known as EA, has announced a $55 billion all cash, straight cash acquisition deal with the Public Investment Fund, not of Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia,
Saudi Arabia.
PIF, Saudi Arabia, Silver Lake, and Infinity Partners.
They're gonna-
Under the agreement, EA shareholders will receive $210 per share. PIF, which currently holds 9.9% stake in the company, will become the majority investor in a newly structured private entity. The deal marks the largest all-cash sponsored-led take private transaction to date that includes $20 billion loan from JP Morgan Chase. So,
Good to have good friends.
okay. This is interesting.
What do you think the end goal here, given Live Golf, the comedy show is starting to get some pushback? This deal, I've been telling people about Saudi Aramco forever, but what do you think the end goal here is for Saudi as an investment fund and as a country?
What's the comedy show?
It's Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Kevin Hart. It's like investors for community. Like, I think the number is 26 million on talent.
Oh, to have it out there.
In Saudi Arabia?
Mm-hmm. And there's starting to be some pushback on it.
Pushback in Saudi Arabia?
No, from Americans to the comedians to do that show in Saudi Arabia.
What's the pushback?
Because of atrocities and things that are happening in Saudi in terms of human rights.
Well, I know Dave Chappelle doesn't care about that. So you can't cancel Dave Chappelle. He's uncancelable. So they talking about I guess Kevin Hart, maybe they putting some pressure on him.
There's some coming. Yeah, collectively.
Pete Davidson, they said also.
Oh, Pete, yep.
Oh, you put pressure on them. Pete Davidson, people like that. Dave Chappelle, he don't care about that.
Yeah, he gonna get that coin.
Especially
if you go pick up quick 15.
Dave Chappelle, a man of integrity.
Dave, good dude.
Chappelle don't give a
one of the greatest.
All right. Yeah, so from an educational standpoint, why would somebody take over a company like this? Well, one reason is full control. That's what Elon Musk did with Twitter. He wanted full control to spread his nonsense. And that's what he's able to do, as opposed to having a answer to a million different people. You still got to have a board. You still have a board, but I guess that's one reason is why would they do this? The next reason is what would make EA Sports that valuable to be the largest deal ever? Like, is FIFA 2026 gonna influence the minds of young people? Like, or is it just that? Is it valuable like that from a cash cow perspective? Like, why would this be the most valuable transaction of all time?
And you gotta pay a premium to get it off my hands, especially if I'm already invested in it. A lot of times in negotiation, you have to have a deal that's so irresistible that the investor or buyer can't say no to it. So it's like the story where you hear of a guy went up to a house and maybe worth $400,000 and his wife wants the house, so he offers 3.6 so he can get it immediately. This is the tech version of that. Is FIFA and NBA Live and Battlefield that valuable? Maybe not now, but in terms of media to display your messaging on, and also with the slow erosion of America, we were saying this before the show started, they just ripped out a page out of America's playbook for what we did. Like G.I. Joe was a military campaign that was pro-military, and so was Call of Duty. This is just them doing it in reverse to get more eyeballs on their country for their ultimate goal in the end.
Saudi Arabia, you talking about?
Yes.
But how does Saudi Arabia get more eyeballs on this country by buying EA Sports?
There's clearly a clear blueprint in Dubai for entertainment. I think this is a one piece and a concerted effort over the next 4 or 5 years to make that an entertainment and business hub as well, the same way that Dubai did, while we're going through a slow erosion
They're
period.
definitely 100%. They're 100% trying to copy Dubai's model, but
Mhm.
I'm just interested to know why the video. I understand from a concert standpoint, from a comedic standpoint, that makes a lot of sense. Increase tourism, rebrand the country, get people interested in it. 100%. Live golf, 100%. But why does EA Sports have
Troy,
it?
go ahead.
I literally just said this like earlier in the show. Like, this is not about video games. This is about the next wave of entertainment and a deeper integration inside of artificial intelligence and having the user base. This is why, again, a company like Silver Lake, which is one of the most powerful private equity companies in the world, is involved. Right? It's the reason why they involved in TikTok. Right, from a data standpoint, it's the reason why they're involved with Stargate. From an infrastructure standpoint, it's the reason why they're involved with UFC and WWE from entertainment. And now they have, from a gaming standpoint, all those things. How do we get deeper into the integration? How do we get a user base? This is how you do it, right? They're the leaders, right? You can say Take-Two, you can say Activision, which was bought by Microsoft.
Yeah.
And people are acquiring these things, right? What has Microsoft done with Activision Blizzard? Oh, wait.
Nothing of prominence.
Acquired. EA acquired. You put all those mediums in terms of how we can reach people at the largest scale. They have it. If this is going to go private in June of next year, right? They don't care if Madden 27 sells or not. That doesn't matter. It won't matter. That those things, yes, it'll bring in billions of dollars of revenue each year because people will buy it. I'm one of those people. Battlefield will sell. They want the user base and they want to make sure that they have it at a prime point, right? TikTok becomes something that America now has under its wheelbase. We have that. Let's figure out how we can now integrate the next phase of entertainment. How do we do it, right? They're now doing like sporting events, right? That are just going to be virtual. Like you can see, you can be there and virtually be there. The next thing is you'll be in the game, right?
And
right, like they said, EA Sports is in the game. The next thing is that you'll be in the game.
And as media, TV shows, and movies decay in viewership, one of the greatest brainwashing tools you can use are video games, where most video games are better than said movies. Like I like The Last of Us show on HBO. The Last of Us 1 and 2 are 3 times better than the TV show, even though they adopted the script.
The actual game you're saying?
Yeah, the actual game, phenomenal.
Yes.
One of the best written games I've seen in my lifetime. If the average person, I think my brother told me this 3 or 4 years ago, the average video game player or user is spending 6 to 12x amount of time playing video games in an immersive experience than they are watching any TV show. Take a game like God of War. God of War has more fanfare than whatever biggest TV show that comes out that's popular for 3 weeks. Yeah. So if you deploy your messaging or your propaganda against that asset, they're taking a page out of our blueprint.
Yeah, Darcy, you're right. GTA, there won't be anything bigger than that. GTA 6, when that drops next year, same blueprint.
Yeah,
same blueprint.
Yeah. So allegedly,
all alleged. And again, remember who's the ownership of all those things, right? So when we see who's in the Oval Office in January and Stargate gets announced, okay. When we see the ownership of this $55 billion deal with EA, are there ties still to this administration? 1,000%. 1,000%.
They're not even hiding it. They're giving you the blueprint.
Your son-in-law.
Live and direct. Yep. And also, it sucks if you're not in the inner circle or part of that party, but this is what generational wealth does look like. Keeping all the deals in-house.
And they did the deal, but there were financial institutions involved as well. We'll leave those. I mean, you said the names, but
another one that wants to run for president, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like these are all working together.
Take-Two Interactive, yes. Ticker TTWO. Great stock, great investment, great long-term hold for sure. Follow the money.
Follow it every time. It's gonna lead you to the answer.
The Bad Bunny thing. What we talking about that on Blackout?
Benito, Bad Bunny.
Congrats to Benito. Congrats.
fire, yo.
Congrats.
On fire.
Congrats.
Show was phenomenal too.
I watched the Amazon joint. Different.
Anytime.
Different.
Bonito.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Legend.
For
What he's done for his country?
Different. GDP mover for real.
In real life.
GDP mover.
In real life.
It's sold out, packed to the. There was no black coverings on no seats when I went. Packed to the fucking rafters, yo.
Nah, different. That's honorable. What he did for his country is honorable.
Okay, shout out to all the Boricuas out there. Okay. Hit the like button and share.
Please.
Hit the like button and share. Somebody put in chat a little while ago that they almost near retirement and they gotta figure out when and how to liquidate their positions, I guess, or start to scale back, I guess, on some level of risk. So what will be the advice?
I mean, it depends. How old are you, for one? Because the ultimate risk could be not remaining invested. But age has a lot to do with that. What city and state you're living in, debt to income ratio. There's a bunch of factors that go into this, but I wouldn't liquidate all capital because given the way things are going in this country, inflation is going to continue to be rampant. The 4%, 5% rule always is a good one to do, depending on how much capital you have invested. But I think, just to be fair, it's a lot of questions to ask before we get there. But as a former advisor, what would you tell this person to do?
I would definitely, as you get close to retirement, you want to be less risk averse for sure. So even if you're not fully, I don't think you have to go out of the stock market like you said, because then you still have to have money while you're in retirement. Working, unless you
could go fast.
Dying, like the whole goal. So okay, Mount Everest. Interesting stat. You know, just as much or potentially even more people die on the way down than the way up. You know why?
Why is that?
Because nobody really plans the way down.
Only the ascension.
If you really think about it,
Yep.
like all of when you climbing a mountain, all of the theory is like, okay, like I gotta have enough oxygen, I gotta have enough, food, I gotta make sure I gotta change the socks. You're planning to get to the goal. The goal, most people goal in climbing a mountain is to get to the summit. It's to get to the top of the mountain. But if you're trying to live, your real goal should be to get back down. That's the goal.
Safely, yep.
That's actually the goal.
No helicopter up there. You got to trek your ass back down.
Making out alive.
That's a fact. So it's sort of like retirement. It's the same way. Most people's goal is to get to retirement. Well, that's only half the battle.
Yeah.
Because, okay, if you retire at 65 years old, what are you going to do for the next 25 years, 30 years? You got to the strategy to get down is just as important or even more important as to get up, because you can't afford to make mistakes if you're no longer making income.
Yep.
So you got to be extremely strategic in your planning when you're actually in retirement. You want to be a little bit more conservative, but you still want to have money invested. You might want to have some level of guarantees. We talked about annuities before. You got to have a set amount that you can allocate towards a monthly taking money out, because that's another thing too. The worst thing you can do is take money out of a portfolio when it's a down year, because then you compound the loss.
Your losses, yep.
Oh yeah.
Compound your losses. And that's one thing you learn about math also, is like, okay, $100, right? And $100 goes to 50. That's a 50% loss. But in order to get back to 100, you have to have 100% gain.
And for confident purposes, 200 to 300% gain to feel that you can stay in the game.
You just got your money back. Are you gonna make money now?
So yeah. So it's vitally important to have that plan, that strategy on going down. I would definitely suggest to have some more of a conservative 60-40. That's when you could probably go with the 60-40 blend. When you're actually in retirement, you don't want to have too many individual stocks when you're in retirement. You should definitely look at some level of variable annuities potentially. if you're comfortable with the cost that it costs, but it's going to give you some guaranteed protections as far as income is concerned. Consult your advisor, but don't liquidate your entire portfolio
Please
because
don't.
you need to beat inflation, and you still need to be making money on your investments while you're still in retirement. Because if not, the worst thing to do in life is to run through your money. Nobody,
and then go broke. Oh my God, that's hell on earth for real.
that's the worst thing that could happen.
Mhm.
You don't want to have to save your whole life and then spend your money 10 years into this thing, and then you're 70 years old and you're flat broke.
Yeah. Can I read an interesting stat? Over the past 15 years, 2009 to 25, U.S. inflation has averaged about 2.56 per year. Cumulative inflation is 51% in 15 years. So think if you go another 15,
That's crazy. Half your money.
That's half your money gone into vapor for fucking nothing. People like, yo, we want more quantitative easing. The market was on a tear. That's part of that 51%. That's why I keep saying, like, even people that are wealthy, you're seeing work harder than ever because all of them are investing and they're looking and saying, well, damn, if my real number is 20 million, if I get to 20 is really 10 after taxes and maybe 5 and some change. Everyone look, I can live off that. Not if they inflate the shit away. I've never seen more Americans. Richie talked about it on Blackout. Rashad and Troy got the plan to Ghana. Me, Viva la Raza, Mexico. I've never seen so many Americans have an exit plan out of the country due to cost.
It's a real thing.
It's insane. 51% since 2009. I don't even want to go back to 2000. What?
Yeah.
It's in our lifetime.
Which is why you got to invest.
You have to.
The only way to combat it.
Long term.
You got to do it.
And after you invest and build your business, and I hate to say this too, stop overloading the business with all the payroll and human capital costs. It's not my thought. It's Larry Ellison, it's Sam, it's Mike, it's Satya, it's Steve Jobs from the grave. Everyone's, but that is because the rate of return on capital is going down due to the erosion of America.
100%.
America.
100% America, man. We got a lot to talk about in Blackout, but it's been a mass shooting every single day of the year so far in 2025.
That's insane.
There was a mass shooting today. A mass shooting is 4 or more people that get
injured, right?
shot at one time, excluding the shooter. So there's been 330 mass shootings so far this year.
Insane. Condolences, but insane.
That's heartbreaking.
And insane. Absolutely insane.
Absolutely crazy.
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Yeah, shout out to Angela. I seen she was in the chat. She said that her stocks are in the red this year. I'm just trying to think to myself.
Which ones are you in?
I wanted to type the companies that she's in so we could kind of get a good look at what she invested in.
Yeah, because you either bought the wrong companies or bought in at the wrong time. But if everything's in the red, let me just help guide you right now and tell you which ones to cut.
Yeah, Angela, if you could do that, that'd be great. Because that comment is like, I'm sitting here, like,
especially since April.
Yeah, I'm interested now. I'm like really interested to see where the money was going.
Yeah,
if you could, Angela, we appreciate you.
Okay, let's talk about some buy-in points for some stocks. Microsoft.
If Microsoft drops to $498.88, that is an entry point. Stock Club, don't worry about giving away our prices. $498.88 is an area I'm looking to get in. A lot of you were asking me about a fourth quarter plan, so I do want to give away some prices tonight. Microsoft $498.88.
Oracle.
Troy, you got pushback?
No. I'm with you. I was just gonna say the next one because I know these are like the common ones that get asked.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Microsoft. Wait. You said Oracle?
Yeah, Oracle now. Oracle.
218.92. I know, given all the news the last couple of weeks, Oracle's been on a tear. Larry Ellison, great CEO. Oracle, solid company. There will be a reversion to the mean or contraction on price. I want to get in that 218.92.
218.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's gonna go back up to the upside, but reversion to the mean.
Yeah.
Precipitous
looking at-
decline.
yeah, I mean-
short contraction.
Keep going.
And it's gonna bounce. It's gonna be like a V-shaped bounce for them.
Yeah, I think that cloud percentage that used to clock at 3%, we're going to obviously see an uptick.
Absolutely.
A lot is contingent on a lot is contingent on OpenAI.
Absolutely.
A lot. Nvidia and
are
OpenAI.
They're the two kings.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Microsoft obviously by its affiliation, but a lot of America's future is contingent on these two
Riding on
companies,
these two. Mhm.
Yeah.
And even I know that's a deep price cut, but the depth of drawdown is reflective in acceleration of return. So if something will draw down 17, 20%, you can expect a 3x multiple over a 2-year period. Usually when a stock only drops 2% for a year, the upside is like 10 to 12%. So it's not an indictment on the company, just the volatility in the space that they're in. But there will be a high return if they do get to that price, just to be fair.
Another popular ticker, Palantir.
You know what? I've watched some of Alex's interviews. Even though I don't like what the company does, I'm slowly becoming a fan of him as a executive. With that being said, 147.88 is where I would like to enter into Palantir when they have a pullback.
I know some people are like on their charts right now and they're thinking like, wait, it's at 178. How's it going to go back there? A part of this is that, and we stress this a lot, especially for people that are buying shares, is that we don't want to be at the 52-week high.
No, you don't want to be.
Like some of these are like really close to the 52, if not at the 52-week high.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like
the all-time high was 190. They're 178.86. You don't want to be buying there.
Yeah. And so we always like having that plan. What is your plan? If it's an equity, if it's futures, if it's options, like what's your plan? Is it a 10% pullback, 15, 20% pullback? Where's your entry point if you're going to invest? And so like I know it sounds like 141, we're so far from that. Well, there's obviously Ian has a specific plan.
And
that works.
You make more money listening to me than
that works.
It doesn't work.
A specific plan that works.
If I made you money, please put yes in chat. Everybody said Nvidia, I don't know. April hit, and here we go.
Here we go. This is a fact.
What about Google?
Google, and they've been doing a fantastic job for sure over the last 3 or 4 months. I like Google at 236 flat. I wouldn't wait for as deep as a pull down on Google. I know they had that gap from 212 up to 226, but I like them at 236 flat.
All right, one of my favorites, and shout out to everybody in the chat that has made options calls with us on Broadcom. AVGO, what are we looking at?
$14. Just joking.
Fix his mic.
I know somebody for real.
Fix his mic.
Let me see. AVGO. I like at 293 flat. Not a hell of a pullback. I think maybe November-ish, December, but 293 flat is where I would like to enter on AVGO.
I'm not mad at AVGO right now. Obviously, we were in this, and when it was 150, 170, we had some more, and it's in a downtrend now. And so, if we're looking at percentages, take where it's at now, where its all-time high was, see what that percentage is, and if that hits that metric for you, whether that's a 15% pullback or 20% pullback, it's starting into those numbers. So I actually like it at that same area.
Yeah.
If I'm buying shares.
If you're buying shares, yeah. And someone asks if you do market or limit order, always do limit order to have high returns.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That'll be the
market order.
Yeah, that'll be the difference when you enter the trade, when a lot of times people are like, wait, I just bought it, it's negative already. Well, you probably bought it at the market price.
Yeah.
Which
because they can place you wherever they decide to place you.
Exactly.
Close to a particular price.
There you go.
Yep.
What about Nvidia?
Stock club, don't be mad. But really quick, if you want prices for every stock of where to get in the market, go to eninvest.com.
Please.
and join the stock club. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. I like Nvidia at 163.50.
Can we throw a bonus one? Because the chat just keeps saying the same thing over and over. It's
Yeah.
interesting that I originally had that in the notes, and then I kind of was like, I know people are going to ask for Nvidia, but originally it was Robinhood. What do we think about Hood?
I think, hold on one second. More importantly is end of year target opposed to entry, but I'll do both. If I was to enter a new position in Robinhood, it would probably be at 116.55. Hell of a year for Robinhood. Kudos to Vlad. They have a chance to potentially end the year at 161.83. But just an amazing job by the team. Like, even being on Twitter, not in a MAGA side, Shotty, but watching Vlad tweet, like, we all see entrepreneurs when they have that light and that love back for the business. Not saying to the left, but it's an increased level of like excitement I'm seeing from him and the way that they're creating and pushing out new products. They've done an amazing job, but 161 is the end of year target I think they can get to.
Like Hood, like Robinhood.
What about Lululemon? That's one that people put in the chat.
Yeah.
To quote Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, Lululemon is fucked for a while. But if I was to enter a new position, 140.03 is where I would enter my first position. Worst case scenario, like load the boat, would be 113.39. Also, too, going back to the health thing, and we'll talk about this on Blackout. The clothes that are made by certain brands, if the source material can give you health ailments, is that something you want to invest in? And is it the best use of your investment capital? It was great. Aloe wiping Lululemon down. I can go to a bunch of brands. Just from brand standpoint,
Yeah.
that if you ask most, do you want this or that? Lululemon not in that category anymore. And once all that data came out about the synthetic fibers and all that, and because most of these are built off oil derivatives, going back to the Rockefeller breaking up of companies, and no, them and Nike are kind of in the same bucket as uninvestable assets and sectors right now.
So D Sim Jr. on the super chat, he said, if you're doing dollar cost averaging, should I care about the price point or just buy according to my plan?
Price is everything. If price is not in your plan, you don't not to, in particular, but talking to the audience, if you don't have a particular price on when to buy an asset, you don't have a plan, especially if it's in a failing asset like Lululemon or Nike.
But you can put money into the market every single month on this. That's what a 401k is. Not based off of market prices at all. Based
I
off
agree.
the law of average of the mean, which historically has done better than the S&P 500 actually.
But if we go ahead, my bad.
If you're just investing one time. So I don't want to discourage people.
Okay. Well, this will be part why I get canceled. We keep it real. You're right. Investing into a 401k is better than doing nothing. Just on this show alone, any one 401k allocator, I've outperformed that and the S&P by a mile. And I don't want us to be held to norms so that they gate kept from us. Every investor we know invests based on price. The price of what you pay for an asset. Like even a 6 or 7% difference in price, depending on the number of shares, may be the difference between tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands in your account. So I would rather he, of course, invest every month. And if that's his plan on the second Tuesday of every month or second Wednesday of every month, which is better than buying on Monday and Friday, or buying at the end of market session every Friday, do that? Yes. But if I'm talking to him as if he's my son, we have to wait on a particular price.
Yeah.
Rashad, when you bought the house and you didn't say, yo, just wire, take whatever you want to out of my account and just wire it to yourself, and then I bought the house. Okay, what? I know you do every note. ChatGPT, Perplexity, wrote it down. This is the price I want to pay.
Limit order.
It
Is,
matters.
is there a retail stock that's not named Walmart, Costco, Amazon that's worth investing? I'm asking because I'm asking myself that.
I don't.
It's tough.
All those in stock, probably no. Nike, no. Starbucks is a definite no. Target, definite no.
Lululemon
taking dead on arrival. We're just gonna talk like it's us. No, those are uninvested. Those are toxic assets.
Foot Locker, Macy's,
dead on arrival.
Macy's, On Cloud,
zombie.
It's bad.
And retail is one of the cornerstone investments of America. If that shit is failing, it's an inkling and canary in the coal mine for what's happening to the broader economy. Dollar Tree is a hedge in the retail space from when the market is not doing well and Dollar Tree is underperforming. It's tough.
It certainly is.
Dollar General getting wiped down.
You know what? Somebody put in the chat, Ulta Beauty. Ulta Beauty has rebounded. We got to give yes. Ulta Beauty has rebounded.
Yeah,
it had a crazy
since April for sure.
Yeah, April. A lot of things have changed. Yeah, that was a good one. Ulta.
But are they better than best use of capital? Is it better than Amazon, Walmart, Costco? You can argue niche specific Home Depot. No. If I gotta determine my livelihood off setting spray and lashes, no, no. I like Ulta, but no. These just jokes written by 85 South. But no. Nope. The light beat won't lead to liberation. These are just jokes. Shout out to Ulta.
As alternatives to a money market or high interest savings account, there's QQI and SPYI serve as better alternatives.
Yeah, if we're just talking alternatives to a savings account, any equity almost, it will be better performing. I don't know if I'll invest in QQI, even though I invest in Invesco. I like Vanguard. An index fund or ETF is a better allocation of capital than putting it in the savings account where you could probably get 1/4% return on a higher end account. So QQI, yes, it is a good option. It wouldn't be a primary investment, but if you're just starting, opposed to putting into a savings account, for sure.
Yeah, those are always interesting. The ones that have the additional letter. I did a case study a few months back on a semiconductor, XOXL. It's like a semiconductor ETF with 3 times leverage. And I've been watching it now for like 6 months, and it's interesting, right? Because if it moves 3x, if the ETF grows, and if it pulls back 3x, so it feels like not that a gamble, but it's a calculated risk.
It is definitely higher volatility.
It is. It's very volatile, but I think I might have uncovered something. I'm going to wait a full year to unpack what I've researched, but so far so good.
Yeah, enough. TCL and Stock Club and TQQ are 2 that I recommended. Exactly. But the drawdown are tough. Like, you can make a lot of money in an up market. When it begins to be a down market, like how we had in 2022, you have to have tighter stop risk. Like, so if you draw down 15%, you got to get out.
Here's the interesting part, right? So like a TQQQ or XOXL, in the event, and September has been an anomaly. The market has defied all statistical research of how September usually performs.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. October, will that happen again? I don't know. It may not. But in times of pullbacks or corrections, should we focus on maybe a leverage play for that rebound on the way up? Could be volatile, but also could be very rewarding.
Publicly, no. Maybe in private conversation, yes, because there's going to be a consortium of people who don't listen when to get out, and because it's triple lever or quadruple levered, they're going to get slaughtered.
Right.
Yeah. Privately, yes.
Strictly for livemen. This is not it's not a freshman conversation. Okay. Somebody like they're writing notes right now. they understand exactly what we're saying.
Yeah. So like once you have your core 4, if you go into like the dark horses or what I call all stars that are on the bench, then you can layer them there after you
Right.
have your primary 4. They can't be a primary investment because you
No.
can't.
I'm glad you made that justification and clarification. Yes, no, that's outside of the legs of that table. That's outside of the equities. This was like I wanted to just do some research and say like, oh wait, there's something here. Yeah, thank you for that.
We just seen Kevin Gates go through a volatile situation. That's what your portfolio look like. Yes, Lord, XOXL and TECL, those are volatile sides. Put it in chat. We do not invest in volatile side pieces. Shout out to Michael Porter Jr. too. We gonna talk.
Brooklyn Nets own.
He may have CTE too, but that boy is a philosopher when it comes to that investment of relationship rent capital. KKR.
50-50 on the wake up.
The dividend play.
Month to month.
50-50 on the wake up. 50-50.
And y'all gotta stop telling the vibe that they're not a vibe, because then to make the investment conversations a lot harder. Am I your baby? You are the VB. VB.
The VST, yes. Easy wallet, yes, VST. That's in the portfolio. We've spoken about this plenty of times.
Yes.
And in fact, I'm covering that again because there's some things that I'm seeing in the market that are trending.
Chipotle.
Just know that. Know that.
Chipotle need another CEO. Yo, I ain't even gonna hold you. Chipotle and Kava, y'all need to come together, merge.
Yeah, Kava. I told everybody we gotta wait. We sold those calls on Kava. And again, this doesn't help. Government lockdown doesn't help situations like that, because if you look at the locations where Kava has opened, a lot of them in the DMV area, a lot of them, like 25%. And if you don't have people working, then you don't have people going to lunch. It's a whole thing. So I still like Kava, the company. Obviously, I love the food. It's once a week for me. But we got to get a footing on who the customer base is going to be. And Chipotle, I mean, same space. After the split, we haven't really seen him perform.
Look, every time I come to New York, right, I order something for me and Xander. It's $60.
Chipotle? Oh, just in general.
What?
Yeah. You might as well just go get
low end 48. We might as well go somewhere to eat. What?
Yeah.
At least.
Some fees is crazy.
At least.
The drone plays next.
Foundation Forward. Make sure you check our series on Hulu with Chase. Streaming now. 4 episodes.
Who you guys have on this week's episode? Week 1 was fire.
I think, appreciate it. Thank you. I think week 2 is that Margaret?
I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you know. But yeah, check that out when you get
tune into it.
Hulu is no longer canceled, by the way. So it's safe to watch the show. Jamal Bryant, appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to band.
Can't ban the snowman. And you got to know what companies you can kill versus the ones that can survive the boycott too.
This is Broderick's.
Broderick?
Yeah, Broderick and Venus.
Yeah.
Venus, shout out to Venus. She's a super, super dope, talented DJ from New York City. And Broderick, that's Atlanta.
Yeah, Alpharetta.
Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, it's a dope series. We talk about everyday people, man. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad that Hulu is now watchable.
Oh, hold on. She put her stocks. She put in.
Yeah, Open Door, QUBT, and SGMT.
Yeah, where she got those from?
You know what? We haven't talked about Open Door. I like Keith. I was a fan of Keith before he get on this tirade, right? So I'll save my commentary for another day. The other two, QUBT. But once again, QUBT is not bad. It depends on the price and what you got in. Very volatile, but you should look to start to take profit if you got in below $11 or $12. And then SGMT is a no.
The ETF?
Yeah, it's not. And I know, shout out to everybody who's in that business of ETF creation. All ETFs are not created equal. I know some are more pricey, but this is like saying you can get $1,000 card to perform like a card that costs $35,000. Like some things are dead on arrival. No, I won't cast any aspersions against this group, but it would not be a primary investment for me.
This is a biotech ETF. Yeah, I think what you led off that disclaimer of saying there are better opportunities for you to invest in. I think that is safe to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I know a lot of y'all going crazy over open door. It's the difference between a good investment long term versus a great trade. And those four, if I have to worry about them at night, it's not a good investment. Like, can I ask y'all candidly on Monday, how many times have you worried about me not showing up? I don't care if I'm in a tsunami. I'm gonna hit that fire stick and fucking stream from the tornado, whatever I gotta do. You don't want to connect your viability or your freedom to something that is so volatile. You're worrying about it because the under-rooted cause of you worrying is to know that it's a piece of shit. I don't like respectfully. I don't think that Apple has done what they're supposed to in AI, but I don't wake up in the middle of the night wondering what Timothy Cook is doing for the betterment of the company. Not one day. Not one day. So, difference between a good trade. But thank you for having transparency and showing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I want to get her email. We got to figure out how we can get it. Or you can email me directly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
start with indexes.
Yeah, we're gonna put you in EYL University. It's a dope community that we heard of. That people there's every stage. So those ETFs. Let's figure out how we can help research and find some other opportunities for you. I'm willing to do that. And obviously Thursday you can pull up. There's gonna be plenty of people in there. I think what's beautiful about it is that people are giving information inside while the class is going on. So it's dope. So
Angela, there's a part of appreciation list.
Reach out to
Troy,
us.
See?
Angela,
appreciation for Ed. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
And Microsoft, Nvidia, those two, VOO, VTI. You go there.
Oh, yeah. Dahuda. Try to get her email, Dahuda. Shout out to Dahuda, part of our investing club. Let's get her email. Let's get her going. Appreciate you, my guy.
I was gonna get an email.
You can text in here.
You can't text inside of.
Oh, you can't see her chat?
This
oh, my fault.
Just tell her to DM you.
Yeah, DM me. DM me. My name, Troy Millings. Angela, please, thank you.
And I'm with the activism CEOs, but you have to make sure that the product works. Once again, best use of investment capital. I know everybody's pitching themselves to be the next AI thing. There's only a few leaders there.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
done it again.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick before we get out of here, in January we talked about stocks that you should look at, and there was a company named Applovin. Told you to put on your watch list. Today it hit its 52-week high, and it went up $40 today because of the announcement that they're going to allow users to create and add business for themselves. Before it was for corporate accounts and business accounts, which is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Applovin is one. I've been watching it. So shout out to everybody that has took it off their watch list and invested in it, and it saw some great gains. But definitely this is one of the ones that we got to keep our eyes on for the next 6 months for sure.
Rashad Jeanette asked if you're good. Yeah, my boy good. He just came off the stage with Shark Tank. This is what real entrepreneurship looks like. Anybody who acts like every day is just full of joy in life, they're lying. Ellen DeGeneres, she prime example. Happy dance down the aisle, monster behind the scenes, allegedly.
Alleged. That's alleged.
Anyone who's happy all the time, hey guys, love you. Every day, they're scamming.
That's a strong word.
Allegedly.
Lopez or Blackout.
Taino Lopez. Oh, hold your heads.
We got a lot to talk about.
Wow,
brother. Also, best use of investment capital. You can't take a dead fucking brand and revitalize it. I don't care how much capital you put into it.
Yo, Tyreek Two Fingers, Kmart, Radio
Ain't nobody
Shack.
going to go buy no rose from fucking Radio Shack. You're fighting against Jeff Bezos and Laura. I'm gonna put together 2 pieces of shit and make it a great shit sandwich on premium.
A big old shit sandwich.
Taino, stop it.
Nah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And some of y'all blaming the investors, y'all better stop for y'all brands get ruined.
Nah,
That's
some of y'all was in
I'm gonna put
Kmart.
JCPenney together with Radio Shack and Venture. Boy, stop.
And then we're gonna call Sears.
But I hope that this is not true. Do you Sears? Do you know Sears created Discover?
The card?
Yeah.
Like
I think I heard that.
And Sears got destroyed, creating a capital R.
Damn.
Stuff. You got to know your exit window. It was a great idea in theory, horrible execution.
We've seen a lot of that present day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, shout out to Radio Shack.
Can't
Don't do
put
that.
2 zombies together.
Y'all
and
don't
make
do
it a
that to
live
Radio
body.
Shack. We shout out to Radio Shack.
Mm-hmm.
Before there was a Best Buy, there was Radio Shack.
Mm-hmm. Best Buy, another dead man walking.
Before there was an Amazon, there was a Best Buy.
And here come Jeff with his brilliant idea. I'm gonna sell your books. See, y'all gotta watch the entrepreneurs that were traders and investment bankers first. They get all the little data and know how to just parse you down to death. Trishan, another one, amazing futures trader. Price disparities, discovery, fucking genius. Bevel. You got to take the trading talent and then deploy it into another business. Then know when to exit. Knowing when to walk away in the trade is the most important thing in the business. No one to walk away. So when me and Rashad get canceled, we fake the fight. Man, I fucking hate you. But we go right to Ghana right after live stream replay. Man, I knew they ain't like each other. They going back to the real energy. Right to Ghana.
Reaction, yo.
Dude.
Downfall of market Mondays.
But we're appreciative to everyone who watched. God, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yes.
We appreciate
all of
you.
our families.
100%.
Everybody at Red Panda, appreciate you.
Somebody said Circuit City. Circuit City.
Circuit City.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I pitched a turnaround plan for Circuit City back in the day before they went bankrupt.
Damn. Yeah, we really grew up on all these joints.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep. Nvidia or QQQ both.
Sharper Image.
Sharper Image was used to be.
No, they always had the latest like gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Blackout this week. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna be talking about Young Thug.
Not what would he do, but some other craziness.
Yeah.
And you see the album cover?
No,
It's over with.
He's embarrassing himself and he's embarrassing the city of Atlanta. But
I saw MAGA men on Twitter offended. That's when you know you messed up.
They had a magazine about it with them? About the album?
So disgrace.
You want to go big?
It's a lot to talk about.
yeah, but we're gonna talk about him, the therapy thing that he said. We're gonna talk about 50-50 for somebody that's worth $200 million contract. We're gonna be
Good capital management.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the AirPods effect on your brain waves.
I told you, the doctor told me. Tune into Blackout Wednesday live.
We'll be there.
We'll give you some
100%.
insights.
100%. Then Chef Lorena, from South Africa, international episode, 6 o'clock on Thursday. From all you culinary.
Chef Lorna.
Chef Lorna.
Yeah, Lorna.
We'll wake up.
Stock Club call 5 p.m. Central this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. You never know where we'll be. Stay tuned. Love is love. Y'all be good to each other. Happy birthday to everybody that has a birthday this week. Fourth quarter has begun this week. Yep. And so hopefully you've executed on your goals. Some of your plans have come to fruition. If not, it's time. It's time. This is where the winners are made. And usually the fourth quarter is a great quarter to invest. So October,
for sure.
Let's see how this goes. November, December should be some real good gains, man. So I'm looking forward to that. Y'all be good to each other. Text somebody, call somebody.
Yeah.
Let them know you love them. Let them know you care. It's important. One call, one text can change somebody's trajectory. Conflict resolution. Shout out to all my young guys, my young ladies out there that are practicing that at the highest rate. And for those that need help with that, hopefully somebody can guide you. Because we need all y'all. We need everybody in this revolution that we're taking on.
And love and appreciation, everybody.
We love and appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting out my list. Ian,
I appreciate you, my brother.
I appreciate you, man. You're on my list.
Shotty, I appreciate you.
Shotty, I appreciate you. Y'all on my list. Yay.
Tell my boy stop, yo.
Is Ye on the topic list?
Kanye.
For sure.
He's always on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeezy.
Love is love, y'all. Y'all be good. We out.
Peace.